Hi everyone, it's Dr. Donna. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Just would like to reconnect with my lovely subscribers. It's been a couple of weeks since I last had communication with you, and there are all kinds of reasons for that. It's certainly been a tumultuous time in the US these last 10 months now. And it's been hard not to focus on some other things that are going on that seem very, very pressing. But be that as it may, it's always a good opportunity and time to look at some beautiful art. And as you can see, I'm in a tropical setting, and I wanted to talk a little bit about a recent auction that occurred at Material Culture Auction House in Philadelphia, where they auctioned off 500 works of Haitian art in support of Haiti and its cultural production. And all those works are found in paintings and these beautiful sequin beaded drapeaus and metalwork and other mixed media items, including works that young kids worked with, a group called Timon Resistance. And I'm going to tell you a wonderful way friends of mine, artist friends of mine, sought to support that very same organization, and I'd love it for you to support them as well. In any case, let's get to some of the highlights from the auction, at least from my perspective, some of the highlights from the auction. So number one, we want to talk about the work of Hector Hippolyte that was featured. This beautiful oil on masonite painting done in 1948 entitled Purification Ceremony. So the theme is a Vodou ceremony, and there are brilliant colors in this painting and tons of activity going on. And as many of you may already know, Hector Hippolyte is, one of the great painters, Grandmaster even is the title that he has in the art historical canon in Haiti. And he's also seen as a surrealist painter as well. There were many European and American artists during the time he was producing that truly favored his work. And, that work, in fact, sold at Material Culture for $355,000 plus the 27% buyer's premium, which made it well over $450,000. So Hector Hippolyte's work had been sold at the top tier auction houses, Sotheby's and Christie's. It continues to be found at auction today. Getting your hands on a work by Hector Hippolyte would be a great feat, but there are also art dealers, available to look for you or may have works available right in their galleries right now among their inventory. So you should definitely seek them out. And I'll put a couple of resources in the description on where you'd want to find Hippolyte's work. The next artist, it'd be Rigaud Benoit. Rigaud Benoit. And it's the painting, another oil on masonite painting, produced in 1969, and it sold for $24,000. And that price is a hammer price. I'm not going to include the buyer's premium percentage in there, but as I said before, the buyer's premium at Material Culture is 27%, so you just add 27% onto that hammer price. And the Marché, it's Marché, 1969, and it's a busy kind of market scene, street scene, with various individuals scattered in the space doing their individual transactions with each other for goods or to talk or to, cut up a chicken or whatever it is. So it's a busy scene painting, and Rigaud Benoit is another one of the Haitian masters, modern artists that many collectors are interested in acquiring. And one thing I do need to point out, when it comes to Haitian art, And beginner art collectors, I always say to beginner art collectors that if you want to begin building an art collection and your focus is on art of the African diaspora, then Haitian art in particular is a great place to start. So you need to seek out reputable dealers who can look for the work with you, and also, art advisors such as myself. I'm an art advisor. I'm also an art appraiser, where we can source the material that you're interested in, depending on a particular theme that you want to focus on, and live with, right? Live with. Okay, so the next artist will be Merlin Constant, who does these beautiful sequined drapeau works, right? And they're so dazzling. They sparkle. They're bright colors, and a lot of them address different aspects of Vodun ritual or cultural practices. And the one that sold at Material Culture is called La Sirène, and it was produced in 1995. And again, I'm going to put that image on the screen for you to look at. And Merlin Constant, she recently had a major exhibition at the Fowler Museum at UCLA, and then a major book written as a companion publication for the exhibition by Dr. Jerry Philogene. And it's definitely a book that you want to have as part of your art book library, right? And, you'll learn more about the trajectory of her career, which just seems to be just moving on up. She's making great strides. She's being recognized by art critics and important institutions for her work. She's also in the National Gallery of Art. So be on the lookout for more of her work. If you're interested in textile arts or Haitian art or Haitian women artists, all of those categories apply here and more. And I think she's an amazing artist to keep abreast of her work. Another artist that's a part and kind of moving into the contemporary art, Merlin is one of those contemporary artists. The other is Edouard Duval-Carrie's work that sold at Material Culture for $18,000. And the work is Aida La Flambeau, or Queen of Blind Justice. Part of the title. It was executed in 2000. It is an oil on canvas work, and it's actually a rather large work. I think 72 by 60 inches is the measurement, and evoking cultural references and the like. His work is collected, or in the collection of, I should say, the Fig Museum, FIGGE, and the National Gallery of Art, and the Bass Museum in Florida. And, I'm mentioning these institutions as we run through some of these highlights of the auction, because it's really important, when an artist's work is found in major museums and major private and important private collections, it adds value, right? And that's something that we talked about in a previous video. I'll add a link to it in the collection as well, in the description rather as well. Yes, when artists are collected by significant institutions or held in significant private collections, it adds value to the work. So that's something that you want to be paying attention to, even in the beginning of your art collecting journey, okay? Because it all adds up in the end. So outside of these works that I've just mentioned, also I may have said before, metalwork sculptures are also part of this auction, and there are other artists' names who you might be familiar with. I think you need to be paying attention to. Dieudonné Sedor is another one, is a modern and contemporary artist, and Philippe Dodard's work also was found in the auction. So you should take a look at the Material Culture website and look at what their works sold for and see other examples of work that may be of interest to you. Now, just getting back to the children's workshop in Haiti, Timon Resistance. A year after the earthquake in Haiti, artist friends of mine put together a print portfolio, and it is called ArtQuake, and it's a collection of 10 prints produced by contemporary artists of Haitian and Caribbean descent. And the purpose behind the ArtQuake portfolio was to sell it and then contribute the proceeds of those sales to artists in Haiti who were impacted by the earthquake. So we did that through specific institutions, art institutions in Haiti, also a film institution in Haiti, and we also supported Timon Resistance, this wonderful group of adult artists who pulled together and started art classes for the children in Port-au-Prince, to be most specific. And we were able to give them some support a few years ago. So it was really delightful to see examples of the children's work also in the material culture auction, right? Yeah, just to be recognized, and also knowing that the auction had the support of Haiti in mind when it organized the sale, I think is really significant too. So that's all I have for you now. I want to recommend again that you look at the Material Culture website for more information on these works that I've mentioned and others. And I want to also encourage you to build your collection, that collection of your dreams that you've been thinking about. And do come back to the channel for further insights on auction prices for art of the African diaspora. Let's also pray for people who are severely impacted by this storm. And hopefully there is no loss of life. So this is Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica, where I've been for over a week. Airports were closed this weekend. This is just 3 days after taping my YouTube video on a recent auction of Haitian art in Philadelphia. Wow. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and add comments. Like, subscribe, share, and add comments, because I read all the comments. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have about Haitian art, art of the African diaspora, about auctions, what it means to have a work consigned at auction, and that whole process. And any questions that you have on that would be fine. I'm happy to help out. Okay. Take care and keep looking at art, the art that feeds your soul.